You know, this was an amazing chance to really look at the concept of white privilege and what it means and how people in this situation communicate with each other and understand each other.
I was like, are you nervous? I'm nervous. And they're like, no. And I was like, oh yeah, no. No, me neither. I'm not nervous either. No, not at all.
You know, the important thing about it was the fact that it was the only play anyone ever asked me to do. That's the shallow answer, but of course the play has so much to say. We're at a really interesting time right now in terms of identity politics and all of that, and you know, I mean, it's an interesting take to kind of look at straight white men and sort of tell a story, especially from the perspective of young Jean L, the first Asian American woman to have a play on Broadway, and Anna Shapiro, our director. I don't think I necessarily have a perfect button for it, but I would say that there is a lot of change and a lot of growth that needs to happen. There is a lot going on, and this play hopefully illuminates certain aspects of the conversation that need to be continued and propelled into sort of like a mainstream, and I think that we've picked the right place with the right people to do it, hopefully.
I think the most interesting reaction has been laughter, like uproarious laughter during the most inappropriate moments. You know, like tonight. You know, I just noticed that, you know, there was this sort of historical shift happening in my lifetime where all of a sudden straight white men were suddenly experiencing what it's like to get labeled, you know, like whereas before they just got to be a human being, now all of a sudden people are saying you're a straight white man and therefore that means you're this, and this negative thing. And I noticed they, you know, like everyone, they were reacting negatively to it because, you know, everyone hates that. And so I just got really interested in exploring that. It makes me really hope that this show does well, you know, because it's like that, it puts a little additional pressure on you because you want that door to stay open, you know, for people like, you know, Hamilton completely transformed the theater industry, I think, because, you know, that show proved that, you know, shows by people of color, featuring people of color, and could fill houses, and that there was a demand for that. And so, you know, I think that if this show does well, it will sort of, you know, people will think like, oh, you know, Asian American women can be good playwrights. And so, you know, I'm hoping that that's what happens.
And down this way. Okay, down here. And all the way on the end.
I love the process, and now that we're up.
Well, I think her whole idea is that, you know, white men, straight white men in particular, you know, for so long have been the default sort of being, and now they're, you know, maybe rightfully so, being pushed off a little bit. And so I think she was, you know, wanted to explore that realm, and that was fun to do.